And here now guys, and how's it going? And then of course it's me, Mikey Perion, and welcome back to our episodes here in the iCraft server, and it's already episode 39, if I remember it correctly though. And it's already been quite a journey here in this season of iCraft. Well, for this episode, I was supposed to start our Mega Plaza project, but apparently, I did have some struggles starting that episode for the reason that, I kind of have troubles in terms of like finding our resources that we're gonna need for that project. But anyhow, so now, we're actually packing up all of our stuff here. For this episode, we're gonna try to organize most of our stuff around in this server, not only in this place. Well, there's a story behind that. Well, yesterday I was actually already planning for our, not actually yesterday, it was actually 2 days ago. I was already planning our build in the Mega Plaza project in the business district in the town center, but unfortunately, I kind of have problems in terms of like finding all of the resources that we need. So I think those are all of the stuff that we need, right? But anyhow, instead I have on the second thought, I actually think that it's the best if we're gonna organize all of our stuff here. If you guys remember from the last episode, we still got a lot of double chests in this area right over here, which we actually have dug in this biodome project, which actually, mostly are stones, some terracottas, and some red sands, all of those good stuff that we got here, especially the gold, right? But anyhow, so yesterday, I started recording for an episode, which was supposed to be for this episode. I think that, I actually thought that it's the best if we're gonna start our base here. This was supposed to be it's gonna be our third base. Well, first is actually the one, of course, in the city of Perion, and secondly, the second base is actually in the business district, and third was supposed to be this one. This is going to be our third base, supposedly. But I had a change of mind because I think that idea is going to be worse. Why? Because number one, probably the reason why I'm struggling in prepping up our materials for our builds is that all of our stuff are all over, right? I mean, we already have like, if we're gonna build another base here, it's already gonna be our third base, and from that, we'll have to look on 3 places to search for all of the materials that we're gonna need, right? So basically, what I'm doing now is I'm trying to collect all of our stuff, and we are going to have a centralized storage system in the city of Perion, which is actually the original plan in the start of this season, right? So, the storage system is not actually part of it, but we already got our storage area in the city of Perion. But this time, I think it's already the best time for us to automate things, right? So what I'm thinking for this episode, so I think this is going to be, a long-term benefit for us, especially we're still in the mid-season of our, here in the iCraft server for Season 5. So, I think it's still worth it if we're gonna build our automated or integrated storage system, which will include the box storage with loading and unloading shulker facility or feature, or the sort of kind of stuff, which is actually the first time that we're gonna do it. So I think it's more efficient for us to use some shulkers for our bulk storage, and as we already have done before in our Let's Play series, the multi-item sorting system. So we're gonna use the same redstone contraption that we had in the New Hyperion City in the Let's Play series, the first one that we had in our channel. I don't remember having these though. But anyhow, so I already have connected another nether portal behind here, but I think this is not actually a good location for a nether portal. Probably I'm gonna move this here, but this is actually the exact coordinates on the nether portal that I have placed here in the overworld. So basically, what I'm planning is that, I already have actually moved all of our stuff from the biodome project over here. So basically, the plan is we're gonna have our storage facility, an integrated storage system in this area right over here. So that this is actually what we're gonna do for this episode. So at least on the latter parts, on on our future episodes, it's gonna be easy for me at least to prep up all of the materials that we're gonna use, right? So basically, yeah, I already have moved all of our stalls right over here. Well, yeah, actually this is quite. Look, this is actually empty. Why is this empty? Oh yeah, this is actually because of dirt. Well, we still got quite a lot of things uh, in the central town, in the town center, which we also have built a base there, right? So basically, after this, probably, of course, I'm gonna show you guys my design. I already have played in the creative world to come up with a design of our storage system that we're gonna implement here. And as well as, of course, we still need a couple of stuff. We still need to move in some things here. Well, on the second thought, I'm not sure though. Because if you guys remember, of course, we still got a lot of stuff in the Hyperion Industries, in our base in the town center, right? So probably I think those are the couple of stuff that we're gonna do for this episode. Of course, the main goal is to have our integrated storage system in this area right over here. Well, we're not gonna decorate it yet for this episode, but I'm not sure. But probably it's gonna be on the next episode after we have done the whole contraption for our storage system, right? But anyhow, so without further ado, well, I'm gonna jump into the creative world to show you guys what we actually have, and of course, well, I'll be back. And now we're actually here in our creative world, of course. Well, this is actually our design that we're gonna implement in our integrated storage system in the iCraft server. So basically, this has actually 3 levels. So on the top part, we got the smeltery, so which is basically some double smelters, a couple of double smelters that we can actually use for smelting some stuff. So this is actually connected to our storage system down below, which is on the second level right over here, is actually the bulk storage system with auto loading, auto shulker loading feature. And on the bottom section right over here is actually our multi-item sorting system for those items that not really large in quantities, right? So basically, of course, those large in quantities are going to be here in the bulk storage system. So basically, these are like samples. So this is not the entire system that we're gonna build. So for example, for this bulk storage, we actually got one module for each one column right over here. So once we implemented this in the iCraft server, we are going to have 32 items. Already have determined the 32 items that we're gonna use for the bulk storage system, which includes this prismarine stuff, dirt blocks, granites, these rocks, including cobblestones, and as well as the wood, the 6 types of wood, because we already got a lot of wood, and as well as these glasses. So at least it will be come in handy, and as well as some of the terracottas, only the plain terracottas and the orange terracottas that we're gonna include in our bulk storage system. And as well as, of course, the bricks. Well, I'm planning to have the clays, but I think it's the best if we're gonna have the discipline of cooking it up right after we have gathered it, right? And as well as some nether bricks, this stuff, and as well as some nether these, and as well as some fishes. I'm not sure why we need the fishes here, but just in case we need to add some more in the future, we can actually replace these fishes. But it's not actually pretty, I mean, these are not really building materials, right? And as well as for these blazes, of course, the blazes, we need a lot of them, but well, we also need them in bulk, so at least we can refill our smeltery on the top much easier, right? But anyhow, so let me explain on the credits. Well, I have to, of course, give you guys who actually, who have the idea on certain parts of our storage system right over here. Like for example, on the top part right over here, which is where, well, the sorting system on the back part here is actually has done by Impulse SB. Probably I already have credited him because I've used this a lot of times already in our server, including the one in the Guardian farm and as well as in the in the hostile mob farm. We already have used this, but instead of having a couple of chests on the front part, we're gonna have our shulker loading system, which is actually a design by Il Mango. So basically, what this do is all of the stuff that all of this stuff that being sorted in this chest right over here, well, these are actually some buffer chests. So I want to have like a buffer just in case we had so much materials on the certain type of item. At least, and of course, if we're running low in shulkers, we just, I mean, just store them in this fortress right over here, which is actually, I also have placed some indication. So I also have placed some redstone lamp on the front part right over here. If this is actually lit, and this is actually on this section right over here, it means that this chest on the second level is actually still got some items. So once this is empty, so we still got one large chest right over, or one double chest right over here, and some hoppers on the bottom. So if this is already turned off, it means that we need to gather more of those materials. At least we can, I mean, somehow it's almost empty. Should we consider that? But I'm not sure, but it's still quite a lot though. But at least we got an indication on how much we actually have here, at least, an estimate. And probably I could also put one here on the top part right over here. Probably I could also do that because from there we can actually determine that actually we can do that very easily. If we place that, and a redstone lamp here and here. Yeah. So why is that? Well, probably you should use. That's actually a bad idea. But anyhow, probably we should just place this over here because it's actually connected. So if this is actually lit, lighted or lit, it means that the storage is almost full, right? So at least we'll know if we need to unload or we need to put some shulkers here. So at least we can unload some items in our buffer area right over here, right? So basically, yeah, that's for our storage system. And for this one, I think I don't have to explain this because we have done this in the Let's Play series. But basically, this will actually store all of those items which are, not actually large in quantities, not in bulk. But this design is actually made by Tango Tech. I will also put the link on his video. Well, I will just credit all of those people in the link description below. If you also want to learn on how to build this, I will just put all of those, video link down below. But anyhow, of course, let's test this out. So basically, I got a shulker right over here. Well, actually, the disadvantage of using this contraption, it actually takes quite a while for the things to be sorted, especially if you got a lot of items. It takes like even hours. Because I already have actually, even this multi-item sorting system, it took me hours for just to sort probably 4 shulkers, of different stuff, and then it will go through all of those sorting process. It will take me almost about an hour to finish. But we can just AFK, right? I mean, we also need to load the place for at least this contraption to work. But anyhow, so now let's test this out. So we got these items right over here. So just to check things out, this is actually working properly. So on this chest, so we're expecting, since we have 10 diamonds in the shulker, well, this will gonna be 11, this first section right over here, including these other items down below. Once we have grabbed this, so let's us also check how much dirt that we have. This is full. So the last number is actually 35, so that should increase that number, right? So this one is actually the unloading, shulker unloading, which is actually designed by me. So this is actually by design, which is, well, this is actually my scratch pad. This is actually how I designed that, but it's really crappy. But well, I just try this one, but let's try it. So this one, once we place the shulker right over here, and we can actually place multiple shulkers in this large chest, and it will automatically be unloaded once we have pressed this button. So this is actually just to initialize the process, right? So we just need to press that button once, actually, and then it will unload all of the shulkers that we have placed in this chest right over here. So yeah, so now it started to unload all of this stuff. So as you can see, Well, this ticking one, I think we just need to move this back a bit because this one is actually triggering this dispenser right over here. But anyhow, so that's why, yeah. So now as you can see, this is actually started being unload. And once this shulker is already empty, this will also be pushed to this hopper right over here, and it will also go to the entire system, but eventually it will just go here in the overflow chest. Well, that's actually where we're gonna find all of our shulkers, so at least it will be very, very much easier to find, right? But anyhow, so yeah, so as you can see, this has already been started processing. And anyway, so this glass right over here is actually also an item elevator. So this is going to be our connection from our farm. So I'm also planning to hook up or to link our sugarcane farm probably, and as well as our cactus farm, and but that's actually for the future plans, right? But for now, of course, we're just gonna have this item elevator right over here. But most likely, well, I think I already also have done this in our Let's Play series, so it's also a very common design, and including this item elevator, this drop elevator. Well, this is actually also the same design as what we have here on the back side of this multi-item sorting system. As you can see, we also got the same pattern right over here, but instead of using this redstone clock right over here, we have used the two dropper facing with each other clock, should I call it though. But anyhow, so yeah, so let's just wait for this one. So probably we can already check if this has been, oh yeah, so these diamonds has already been loaded or being sorted on this chest right over here. As you can see, this is already 11, and let's see if we already have, no, I think the dirt is still in progress. Yep, we can actually already see some dirt though. Where are those? Yeah, it's still passing there. Oh yeah, there you go. So yeah, so now it's starting to sort or to load all of the things here in our dirt module. So basically, all of the dirts will go on this chest right over here, and it will actually be ready for loading. So now we are going to test the shulker loading feature of this bulk storage system. So if we wanted to load some shulkers with some dirt, so basically we're just gonna place some empty shulkers right over here. But of course, it will take time for us to fill an entire shulker. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this chest with 32 remaining items to be filled. So basically, this should fill up once we loaded it here and press this button. So same thing, we just need the button to initialize the process, but we can actually place multiple shulkers right over here. So yeah, if we actually needed more shulkers, but we can actually do it in advance. So as you can see, so this shulker should already have full number of dirt. So as you can see, all of these are filled with dirt. So yeah, I think that it. So that's actually the entire process. So from loading, it will go up there and it will be sorted. If it is actually a bulk item, it will go to our shulker loading system. And then if it is not, it will go to our multi-item sorting system, which actually all of those items that we don't have in the in the bulk storage system will go down here in the multi-item sorting system, and all of those items which are not found in the multi-item sorting system will just flow here in the overflow chest that we're gonna have here. So basically, what I'm planning is to have 7 modules. So basically, for the multi-item sorting system, we have this as one module. So we're gonna have 7 of these, 7 modules of these in our iCraft server. And for the box storage, we're gonna have these 32 items that we have here. So basically, yeah. So basically, that's the plan, and I'm just gonna try to put up some layout later once we have started, building this contraption. And I know it's very complicated, especially, as you may probably have seen here, there's a lot of redstone work and there's a lot of hoppers. But don't worry about the hoppers because we already got the public, the public iron farm. So probably we already have quite a lot of resources for us to use for this project, right? But anyhow, so we'll be gonna be back in the iCraft server, and of course, let's start this project and let's start building this. And now we're back here in the server. So now I already have made the layout for our building. As you can see, we already got the outline on the sides, which represents the walls, and as well as those 3x3s are actually the columns that we're also gonna build, which is pretty much very common in our builds, right? But anyhow, so well, that's gonna be for our next episode. So our main focus for now is what we need to accomplish is this storage system right over here, the integrated sorting system, as what I've shown you guys earlier. So now, like I said, on the first level, this is where we are going to have the multi-item sorting system. Well, we actually need this to be elevated because we need an ample space on the bottom section right over here for the redstone blocks that we're gonna need for the multi-item sorting system. And basically, this 4 wide block right over here represents one module of the multi-item sorting system. So on this side, we actually got 3 modules, and on the other side we are going to have 4 modules on the other side right over there. And on this side right over here, this is where we are actually going to have the shulker unloading system, which I also have mentioned earlier. And on this side right over here is going to be our entrance, the main entrance. Well, on the back side, on the back side is actually where we are going to have the nether portal, but on this side is going to be the entrance here in the overworld. So on this section right over here, we're gonna have a piston door right over here, but we're not gonna build this for this episode. Probably on the next episode, once we have started building the actual building or decorate this place. Of course, we also need to cover this just to make things, I mean, look better, right? But anyhow, so that's actually for the first level. And on the second level, that's where we are going to have the bulk storage system. So basically on this side, we're gonna have 10 modules or 10 items that we're gonna have for the bulk storage system. And on this side, we're gonna have 12 on the front side. And on this side, we're gonna have another 10, which is total of 32 modules for the bulk storage system, which includes the auto loading system as well. And of course, on the top part, on the third floor, I'm not sure if that's going to be the topmost level for this building, but probably not. Of course, I will still gonna add some more levels, probably for the armoring station and as well as for the brewing station and probably residence. I'm not sure yet though. But basically, this is going to be our headquarters, so probably we're gonna call this our headquarters basically. But anyhow, so I think I already have explained most of the stuff because I'm gonna do this in the form of a time lapse because, well, there's actually quite a lot of things that we have to build for this episode. So at least we can already accomplish this, but probably I'm not sure if we're gonna already set up all of our items because probably that will also take us a lot of time. But at least on the redstone parts, on the actual redstone contraption, we're gonna try to finish that at least for this episode, right? But anyhow, so well, let's start the time lapse and let's do it. And now it's finally done, and of course we have made it. We did it. But anyhow, of course, this is kinda, you know, complicated, should I say? But anyhow, so a couple of change of plans versus our original plan is number one, we have actually interchanged these module. I mean, one of the module of this multi-item sorting system was actually here, and I've actually removed it and placed it on the other side, and I've decided to put the unloading system in this side right over here. For the reason that is because of this drop ovator, because I didn't realize that it should be actually on this side for the bulk storage to flow on that direction right over there. So basically, yeah. So once this is actually the start of the flow, we're gonna fill this with our shulkers full of stuff, and then it will actually segregate all of the shulkers and all of the items containing it. So basically, that's the purpose of this unloading system. And then eventually, all of those items will actually be pushed on our drop elevator right over here, or item elevator. So basically, on the top part right over here is actually the loading system. Sorry, not the loading system, but the sorting system. So basically, I still need to set this up. These hoppers, basically, we need to put all of those items that we're gonna filter for each module right over here, so at least it will be properly sorted for each module. So basically, also a change of plan that we have done is actually we have added two more, actually four more modules on each on both of the sides. Well, basically, I was about to say that it's two more modules on each side, so total of four. So basically, yeah. So now it's actually 12 modules and another 12 modules on this side. So basically, that's a total of 36 modules. Well, the reason behind that is actually because of this hostile mob farm. So I'm planning to also to hook up this hostile mob farm to our storage system right over here. So basically, just to check things out, basically, I think, well, this is also can be considered as bulk items, right? But also, well, this is also producing so much. This is I've just noticed that this is actually so many items. So what I'm thinking, and probably I'm also gonna do off cam, is to remove or to demolish the other hostile mob farm that we have there. So basically, these are two hostile mob farms that we have built on the early part of the season. But I'm thinking that we just probably need one, one of this tower that we have here. So probably I'm just gonna demolish this soon. So at least I will just gonna have one. And basically, we also has this sorting system. Of course, probably it's also the best if we also gonna remove this and just hook this hostile. I mean, this storage system. Just move everything to our centralized, you know, sorting system right over here. So basically, yeah, that's also gonna be our plan for the next episode. Probably, I'm not sure though, but I'm still gonna plan our episode soon after I have finished this one, right? So basically, the flow, of course, from there, it will go up, it will sort the items, it will just be part of the buffer, the buffer that we have actually placed beneath the sorting system, and actually on the bottom part right over here is actually the loading system for our shulkers. So basically, this system will actually fill our shulkers with all of those items, or I mean, those items that we actually wanted to fill those shulkers, right? So basically, of course, the items, all of those items that we wanted to sort will just go or pass by on the top section right over here, and all of those items which are not part of our bulk storage system will eventually go down here on the series of hoppers, going down to our multi item sorting system right over here. So basically, the flow of this multi-item sorting system is actually going to that direction. So first, it will sort all of the stuff going here from top to bottom, and then on the next section, and then it will transfer to the next module to go from top to bottom and top to bottom, and so on and so forth until it reached to that module right over there. So basically, of course, it's a sorting system. So all of each item will actually be go to its designated chest that we are actually going to have, right? So basically, I'm also gonna set this up off cam. So like I said, we need to fill all of the chests with all of the items that we wanted to sort on each, double chest that we have, right? And also on the last section right over here, I'm planning to have this like overflow chest. So probably I'm gonna take up three chests right over here, which are going to be the overflow chest. So at least whenever there are a lot of items being overflown or not being sorted in our entire system right over here, including from the box storage and as well as here in the multi-item storage system, we'll eventually go here. So at least we can easily see what are the items that we actually need to fix in our sorting system, and probably we can also push them back again on the beginning of our sorting system, right? But anyhow, so I guess yeah, I think this is that's the plan. I mean, this is already gonna be working on our next episode, and probably of course I'm gonna show you guys on, or probably test fully on how this is actually going to work on the next episode. And of course, like I said, on the next episode as well, we are going to start decorating this place, and probably I'm also gonna do a bit of off-cam stuff, probably the flooring on in this center section right over here, and probably some posts. But basically that it. But probably what I'm gonna do for the next episode is actually the exterior walls and probably the top levels. Yeah, I also forgot to mention about the smeltery. Like I said, on the third floor, on the top of this sorting system, on what we have on the top part there is going to be our smeltery. So yeah, and basically yeah, I think that's it. So at least we already have accomplished this, and I guess this is already, well, almost done. But like I said, I still need to set this up. But anyhow, so I guess, well, well, I guess that's it for this episode. So thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a comment, please leave a like, and make sure to subscribe, of course, to me, to Mikey Perion, and of course I'll see you guys next time.